Okay, hi guys, welcome to VoIP Africa, Voices of the Youth in Politics. VoIP Africa is one of the biggest political platforms on which the youth of Africa can air their views on political matters on the continent. VoIP Africa seeks to aggregate and articulate the voices of the youth to help rekindle their political consciousness and their enthusiasm on the continent. Now, today I'm here with a gentleman to discuss a very crucial and sensitive issue on the African continent, and I would like him to first of all introduce himself shortly.
Okay, I'm Simon Dagbanja, a student of University of Ghana, reading political science and geography.
Okay, so pretty much cool. He has made himself known. Most of the youth of Africa are dying to go out of their countries or to leave their continent to go study outside. But the story for one young man, Osman Ture, is different. He believes that studying in his country is the best way to help develop his country, and that running away or leaving his country to go study elsewhere has never and will never prove itself to help solve the problems confronting his country. And so, in today's video, my young man here and my friend will help us by sharing his views on this particular issue. If it were you, would you prefer to leave your country to go study elsewhere, or you want to study in your country to help develop it? Which of them would you have preferred? So let's hear his views.
Um, okay, thank you, Kenewa, for having me on your show today. First of all, I would like to say um, Osman's decision to study on the African continent rather than going to the Western world is one of the best decisions ever. Why am I saying this? Osman is a Pan-Africanist. And I think in order for him to be able to motivate or to portray what he is saying or preaching about Africa at the first place, then he has to live with by example. And secondly, I don't think running away from your problems has ever been a solution, and it is never going to be a solution to any kind of problem. So on the African continent, if we are always crying and always uh, talking about development and we are not thinking about how to solve our problems rather than going to the outside world to go and do everything, then we are self-colonizing ourselves. In fact, then um Africa, at the first place, we are endowed with a whole lot of things, and to prove to the Western world and if, even to the people in the diaspora that we can also do something in Africa, I think Osman's decision to study in Africa is very good because it is going to tell them that we are also capable of doing it, and it's not only in the Western world we can go and do something. And personally, I think if I get such opportunity, I will do it because I will stay in the African continent and study and prove to people that we are also Africans and we can do something better rather than going outside
Okay,
the world.
okay, okay. So that is pretty much cool. So my brother Simon is in line with Osman's decision to study on the African continent. Now, let me ask you this question. Um, don't you think that going outside the continent to study will help you bring some form of let me use the word let me say remittances. Okay, let's say we are much aware and we it is well established that when it comes to technology, the Western world is a bit advanced in technology than the African continent. So would it not be good that we go out there and study their technologies and then we bring it back to the country or to the continent to help develop the continent?
All right. It is an undeniable fact that the Western world is well equipped when it comes to technology and things. They are advanced. But then, what shows that we on the African continent cannot also do something when it comes to technology. We are also having that potentials and we are capable of doing it. We do not believe in ourselves at the first place, and we allow the where the white man to deceive us to believe that we do not have anything and we are not capable of doing anything on this continent. Take, for example, this uh, software company into consideration. Um, it's called Andela. It was established and it's having its headquarters in Nigeria, and now it's having so many branches in across some of the African countries. And in 2017, Facebook, that is Mark Zuckerberg and his team, they invested about $24 million in that company. Why would they come from the United States and come and invest in Africa? Because they believe that God has given all of us such brains, and we therefore have such potentials to be able to make differences on this earth. But we, the African continent, we do not believe ourselves. We don't believe in what we can do. And that is what one of the things that is killing us. And if I may ask you, just tell me the tertiary institution in the African continent where you go and you will not meet a foreign student from the Western or the Asian continent. You will definitely find them. And if African academic environment is so bad and our education is so bad such that you wouldn't want to study here and prefer going outside, why would those people come here and study? That is another way of coming to grab some of our things and send it outside there. Have you seen it? So why then will you have so much passion to go outside and go and study? Meanwhile, you can do it here.
Okay, so my brother is saying that you should help yourself by developing the passion to study in your country, and that we have other countries nationals coming to, or let's say students from the Western world, Asia, Europe, and other continents coming into Africa to study. And so, we, if our educational system is bad, then why would those people be here? So he's saying that we should stay in the country or on the continent and study. But let me ask you, don't you think that those people are here to learn something from us, and that it will be equally important that we too go out there to learn something from them, to help in dissemination of ideas and exchange of ideas and other matters or other like other skills? Don't you think that?
Okay. Um, the only thing those people come here to learn and take away will be our culture. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Because at the first place, we don't believe in what we are doing. So how do we even encourage someone to come here and study something like related to technology in Africa? Have you seen that point? And more to the point, I think I would like to ask you this question: what percentage of people will go outside the continent to go and study and come back again in Africa and come and work? Okay, I think a greater percentage of Africans that will go outside there and study will prefer staying there to work rather than coming back onto our continent. Have you seen it?
Okay.
But which shouldn't be the case.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
I'm
So,
grabbing
like,
this.
if you are running away from here to go and study and remain there and work and things, I don't see you bringing any solution to Africa. In fact, the best way to get our solution is also believe in what we are doing. If you are running away from here, let's say you have acquired first degree in Africa, you want to go and do your master's or your PhD in the outside world, then we should come and do it in the country on the continent.
Okay, so basically, my brother is telling us that we have the best in Africa and that we should stay in Africa and study in Africa. But let me ask you this question. There is this whole perception that when you compete with somebody with a degree or a certificate, a qualification from the Western world, let's say a person is from Africa, goes outside to study in the Western world and is back to the country, and you compete with that person for a job, employers prefer to employ those people who studied outside the African continent to people who studied on the African continent. What do you make of this?
Well, so this is where another issue rises. On the African continent, this has been there for a very long time, not today. that people prefer people with employees with the Western degrees and things as compared to what is acquired on the African continent. Why should that be the case? Because we don't believe in what we have. That is why I was saying that we don't believe in ourselves, we don't believe in what we can do, and the Western people they have made us to believe that we cannot do anything on our own without them. And that is one of the ways we are portraying that in Africa here. Because whenever you are going to look for a work, why will you prefer the one with a Western degree over this one? No, it shouldn't be the case. So there is another error there on the African continent which we need to tackle. You have to give preference to those who acquired such degrees on the African continent rather than that. What have they done that someone who acquired the same degree on the African continent cannot do?